Hello Blender, welcome back. So we've got some developments in this character. I gave up on certain features. I was having trouble with the double I key chain, but the idea that it can be operated by double controls, actually this works. The major problem that I was having, let me just show you before we move on, right? So what is it? Next, maybe here. Okay, so the main problem with this rig that I found, the solution, of course, there's usually always have pros and cons, right? Is that the leverage, with those advanced foot rigs. Without advanced foot rigs, I wasn't able to get the foot rig back into this system. It was very complicated because it has to split its controllings. I'm not even sure if this is actually possible. I've tried really hard, but for now I gave up, because actually there is the possibility of leverage, but the system that must do the leverage is, is when you have, we can do this with the 3D cursor usually, but in this rig it's a bit complicated. The controllers not often respond, so you'll see this is leverage. So because I'm manipulating the big foot, the big I key for the, so this has double chain, this has a chain length of 2, the thigh and the shin and the thigh bones. So this allows for this simple, what should be a simple leverage, right? So as the foot on its tiptoes move like that, or perhaps on somewhere like this, I can do that, but I need a collision system with the ground. I haven't tested for a while, but it should work. It's a wiggle bone system, whatever. But it was experimental, so you see, we have leverage. It's just not. Sometimes it has difficult time in answering. So, for example, if the foot here, the other I key for the only the shin bone is out of position, then we have some trouble with the transfer pivot point 3D cursor. But if this thing is in the, and it's okay, it's not so hard to get it back to position as we move on this one, then we have this leverage. Because the problem logically is that this bone, which only affects this, like some sort of an F key control, right, rig, it cannot affect the other individual chain that is up because of the parenting. So this cannot, there's no I key from here to here using this bone, so I cannot push, see, I cannot push by leverage the thigh up. I tried to compensate this with a previous system, which I'm not using anymore. Actually, can even delete it, because it was something like that. So I leverage, but just the thigh as it get deformed. So I'm gonna do some cleanup here. So this is it's too delicate. This and it required correction. So I was able to make leverage here, but then this bone moves up a bit, but it doesn't still transform that, and then we have to raise this thing, and the problem is whatever raising of this bone, if this bone were to be affected by this rotation, it would bring the foot up, right, through this F key chain, and so everything is ruined. Of course, this is a quality of I key chain, that you have a long chain, and then we can do the leverage stuff. Okay, so this is one limitation, or at least something that I couldn't find a solution. I mean, I have the solution for leverage, it works, it was already difficult to find how to make this thing works. What I was lacking is that my mechanism IK chain, it didn't have these bones here, some ghost bones for which would just copy transforms to the foot here, and so these bones were responsible in these positions, like mimicking the deformation bones for the foot positionings, right, and rotation, whatever, transforms. These would help, will be fundamental to make the leverage possible, because these bones, only this chain here didn't have anywhere to take data from here or something like that, right? So it was this that I was lacking, and I could do leverage with this bone, but it was bizarre. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't work, and now it's much simpler to make it work. I'm not gonna show the real cool mechanism that would be the, not cool, but the most important mechanism is the leverage from the joint bending there, right, the toes bending. So this I can do with another system. I need to test out, so I wasn't able to make an advanced rig, advanced foot rig to place it back here, so I just stick with those simple features, and that's okay for now. This animable I don't know, but that's it. Let's go back to the moving on. And so now what I'm doing is I'm fixing some joints. So if we check some of my to-do list here, there are still about 30 things, but some things were needed to add. I needed to add back some new stuff, but then as I got rid of them also, now I believe I will be able to get below 30, and then so today I'm gonna make this pole target for the elbow. I mean, I want to improve it, and currently I'm just making adjustments for the knee joint. So there's an animation here. I'm trying to make the deforms better with some, because it was horrible minutes ago. So bendy bones can make it very confusing sometimes. Right here I had to make root transforms here. It was doubled here. It was 2 and 2, the ease in and ease out, and it was deforming too much the tip of the knee mesh. And also I've adjusted some wave painting. I even made change to the yeah to the mesh topology. I was attempting some experimental thing, and yeah, whatever we do here, it can work. So for example, provide the rest is fine. So there are some, I know that triangles are good for collapsing. They are but the technique that was used, you have this idea like here, right? So I'm getting this idea, but I'm getting some extension here which wasn't mentioned, and I'm experimenting with this mesh topology. I believe I've little experience with that, and I'm intrigued. I want to make more collapsing here, and so let me try something. Okay, I save. Gonna make let's see what this does, and then of course here, by the way, I'm on cage and edit mode options here, so it's hard to control it. I think it's even dangerous. Sometimes the mesh doesn't respond, so instead I'll get back here and make the change here so nothing is resisting. Let's turn off the, how do you say, yeah, this pole star is ludicrous. I don't think it is a good idea, but we'll see. In general, what the pole stars with 5 poles or more, what they do, they get the mesh, as they are deforms, the mesh tends to go to push inside, right? Like the pressure on the mesh. While if you have a, like here, for example, it would also push. This is dangerous. This is also dangerous. So maybe this is not what I want here. And if you have 3 poles, it's not 3 pole stars, like, well, this will make the sticky, no, not sticky, pointy as the mesh deforms. So I could, yes, that is why this thing is here. Maybe that's a good thing. And but maybe they are too far away, right? Let's make some, yeah, this mesh is all a bit bizarre, so let me try to fix with something here. It's very deformed already on its this could take a lot of time, right? Don't even know why those I've made those things, those face loops ranging so further away from. There's some strange face loops. Yeah, I should attempt to make this whole topology back, but I'm not gonna make this thing now in this, but just pointing that this would be a case that, and it is deforming, okay, so that for a long time I was using this, so at least on this model, but it's certainly a bit chaotic. There are certainly, it's not very clean, right? I think there will be better, much better solutions here. Should check some tutorials, some reference. But this is the cool thing, many things work, right? So okay, let's go test this thing at once. Okay, not oh yeah, so we could do this, just evolve here. So let's see how this thing is deforming now. Is it any worth? Well, here is happening some very bad things, but there, well, it's like it's not very. These interpenetrations, I don't think it's a great idea, but it's not like we are seeing, right? It will be the idea. Maybe if this mesh had some squashing there, just as here, those muscles. So yeah, but for now, let's at least if we check this on, yeah, I might, not sure if that's okay actually, too much interpenetration. So, but this is not necessarily because of this that I've done here. It might be everything. The wave painting, maybe there's too much regular wave painting here, so let's see. I've added too much here. Maybe I need to give some, yeah, let's save and let's make some. No, this is too strong, so no. Okay, let's do something like this. Yeah, maybe there's here there will be need of some less waves, so since we have a knee bone here, then this bone, yeah, it already has a lot of influence, so I believe this excessive, this influence out there is I think it can be beneficial, these shared influences. And this, for this, maybe there's too much somewhere else. Well, actually, for the squashing, maybe this helps when the, let's see, this bones rotates. Now it doesn't really seem to add. Let's see if I take it off. What about the squashing now? Yeah, it doesn't seem very useful anyway, so, and here let's just smooth out, and I think here there's too much influence, similar to the other. Let's reduce then with this thing. Let's see, let's try to make it symmetric. And here, let's see what happens if we take these waves out. Really nothing special seem to, yeah, nothing, not a lot of change. What if I reduce here? No, doesn't seem to help. So we're having some weird deforms here. Here this waves too much. Maybe at the back here there shouldn't be those waves, so let's reduce this, blur this out. Let's see now. No, still happening. It's around here, maybe. Still happening. This is probably one of those. Is the spline skinning, the bendy bone. This is what is very hard to sometimes to work with. Maybe I'm having just too much here. Let's see. No. Or maybe this mesh, because I've take off stuff from there. Now it's a bit, no, it will, maybe it's here. Yeah, this is the thigh bone. This is interesting. So it's getting too much influence in this in the joint region on these, and that's really, I need a lot of blur here, but not being able to get rid of that. I don't believe I should take all these waves off. Well, it actually got better, so maybe that's exactly what I should do. And let the knee take care of that, right? Oh yeah, much better now. So yeah, there are still some strange things happening, but this is quite different. You see this bulge of influence here can help. Maybe it's doing nothing. I'm gonna save, let's see. That's, well, maybe it was useful for the upper part. No, this is happening because of this thing, so maybe that's a problem here. I'm afraid this It's again the bendy bones craziness, so this is not a ease in thing, it's more an ease out. No. So the positioning of these bones are a bit weird, so maybe I should just change the... What if I made changes here? Can this help? There, it's neutral right now. No, this won't help. So it's this positioning, so let's see. A long time I don't, not a long time, sometimes I don't do this. This is a bit dangerous, so... The best thing is not to work with bendy bones after all, right? Let's get... it's too much things to fix, right? But it's cool. It allows some cool features. So the type, individual, normal. Let's see. What if I bring that here? Then I bring this. I hope this isn't breaking anything. What if... Well, now I don't have... I'm tempted to make this connected, because now at this point I don't have the situation that I had previously, that I wanted a different system for. Okay, let's see now if this even got any better. No, it's still very bad. Okay, so this is a nightmare. I think I'll not... yes, well, let's see. What if I get it connected right now? That's the idea. Connection will destroy the bendy bones, right? So, but let's try. I have saved anyway, so let's grow this thing. So this will be connected, and then before this thing gets destroyed, let's so screencast. Okay, sure, this wasn't yet the deformed bones. I'm afraid what will happen to our bendy bone friends here, or enemies. So connected, they'll kind of lose their settings, and and now of course let's put that there right here, and then we align the mech bone to this, and we align this bone to the mech bone to this. Okay, now they are connected. Let's see if this, yeah, this solves nothing. Actually, yes, this is some even problems because of the connected parenting destroyed my setup. It's really dedicated. So maybe I should at some point, yeah, let me note it. This should be more of an experimental thing, so not to show here, but it's external bendy bone splines for joints. This is the technique that Blender Studio, I've seen many references using that, and maybe doing that is much easier and beneficial than what I was doing, because what I'm doing work, but it takes just too much time to fix everything. And let's go back here where I was at. So apparently everything was good until that thing. This happens after I have changed these, certainly, those bendy bone stuff. By the way, we could do the test right now. Alright, let's do a single test right now and check this for once. So I need to make this thing tangent. Actually, yes, the start of this get down. So now it's not even automatic. It has no target. It can't do nothing. It's like I'm deactivated the bendy bone. Same here. So this part is disrupted. It's orphan stuff. And now what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna create from this point, this point, I'm gonna add some bones, and so let's align here. This will be on normal. Let me get it around here. It will be bone. Okay, then we duplicate this thing, then I align it with, well, first let me get it here, no, here, then align with this. It aligns with the, not the bendiness of the bone, what the bone would be if it were if it had only one segment. So that's safe. Okay, they are pointing in the right directions. We will bring this even further away, here further away. Then we can already add here to vertex. Actually, we can use control, right? It's a better idea to snap instead of having this on. It will snap all the time. And in this case, I have no included non-edited, so I will not accidentally snap to the vertices of the mesh, which is behind. It is okay, and then here I will snap this to here. So let's see. So if this works, the cool thing is that it might be much easier to set up. It's annoying to have those bones separated. It's a bit bizarre. It's like better to have things connected, but if it is to have them connected with all those problematics here, then no, maybe this technique is much better. So let's get this thing. It will be bone, how do they call this? So this will be a, yeah, helper bone, something like that. So help knee left. Yes, I didn't have, so bone handler start. Okay, it's a strange name to all that, but that's at least is logical to me. And there the end, and then this will be the help. Okay, they are left side. Oh, this is actually bone. So knee, okay. And then we need to change this thing, so let me copy this value here, then start and copy here and end. So we don't see what's happening already. Do we see? Okay, the other side got disrupted. Don't bother with that. These are deformable now. No, they are, yes, transformable, and now I have how to say, now I have handlers instead of pure bones, to have decent handlers for whatever control I want to do this. And the cool thing is that I could automate these depths for these transforms as sort of a corrective method. I couldn't do that before. Well, I could if I put drivers here on those settings. and just as I did to the neck bendy bone, but the neck bendy bone, yes, it was my previous, I guess. No, it's, well, yes, it must be on a pose mode. Okay, so this means that the drivers don't apply, don't work on edit mode here. They are driveless. Okay, so let's go back here. Consider this bendy bone is too big, but doesn't matter. The wave paint is what really matters, I guess, in this sense. And so, but maybe it's exaggerated, right? So let's so in this case, let's change to median point, and let's do this. And same here. Yeah, that looks okay. Then I may add more things here. 10 segments sounds good. This is still a bit too low. Okay, it doesn't need to respect the leg. It will go still on normal anywhere. So this place sounds, no, somewhere like here. Okay. Now I need to parent perhaps those things to something, and for safety maybe I should parent both of them to the what is my hips bone, and then I need to give them some copy location, but on this for the type somewhere like, well, I don't know exactly where, so I'll have to get any place that sounds feasible. Oh, we can drive that. I can play with this drive, like this would push the, so that's really interesting. Then although maybe not really useful, but could be a way to make this thing work. So then let's parent the b-bone to, let's parent the b-bone here, keep offset in principle, and here I will do the same here in terms of copy location, and no, I did the opposite, so it's this and this, copy location, and then somewhere like in the start, this bone seems it's not respecting, maybe the parenting is problematic. Yes, maybe I should take care about those parentings. Let's not clear parent for them both. Okay, so it's because the leg rotated, right? So if we reset, yes, they start already rotated. So I need to align this, and this means that I would compromise the rotations unless I get some other kind of stuff. So let's keep the copy location for now, but let's add instead a, oh, if I got copy transform, it goes there. So the copy location is actually a good thing, but then I need some sort of copy rotation that would be an adding, no, before original, and that it will be, don't know, local space. Yes, local space, target, does this matter? And then I can still, okay, so I can still manipulate it here, great. Copy rotation is really simple and a good. Okay, local space don't require anything else. So let's just make a change here, copy those bond constraints, and then adjust the target and now we go, except that this it's more to the beginning. And regarding the copy rotation, something is not working. Workspace, nope. It is tilted in some, well, maybe because the type is tilted in that way. Not sure, let's see. Okay, anyways, now I have the word, so let's replace to see. Local, and local it owner orientation, local it parent. There's no parent. This bone has no parent. But this is the parent of the target and the parent of this. But this creates some dependency loop. No, just what's the parent of this bone? Is the I cannot see it here. It is the thigh. Okay, so it's aligned with the thigh. I'm not sure this is a great idea, but well, if it works, it works. That's not. Yeah, it's strange. Owner, local with parent, local. Yeah, it just doesn't help it. So let's keep this, and for this more in the beginning, and then for the most expected feature here we can also go a little more. I don't need to match this exactly. The stretch to bone constraint will find its way. So here stretch to bone constraint, and here we need to reset as the original. Okay, so we'll have to do it manually. Stretch to, I added. Oh, it already has a stretch to. This was okay, except the target here is the wrong one. So we have here. So first it copy transforms, then it stretches. Yes, stretch is later. And then we can reset here. It's not enough, so let's reduce this to something that seems more natural. So the reset is like that. A little less seems better. Like 1? Yeah, 1. And all the rest I leave it like that. So now let's see if I can play with the replace. Okay, but it didn't fail. Although now I can see that the positioning of okay, this still doesn't work, so let's keep like that. What about this one? Local with workspace. No, this is copy location. So local with parent, it didn't do that. So let's leave both like that. So here what I can, at least from Bendy Bones, what I know, let's play the animation and let's see how these deforms go. So let's get something better here. Those Bendy Bones are too apparent, and then let's visualize the mesh and let's look at these deforms. Wow, Okay, I still can't solve that from here, but maybe I can from yeah, this is still yeah, this is again this kind of thing, right? So because I have this gap in between this, I've already sorry I've already solved this multiple times. I will solve it eventually. Don't so not bother too much, but I want to see other effects, other aspects of this rig. So let's see. Ah, if which bone is that, by the way? Copy transforms. The bendy bone doesn't need a copy transforms. Copy location, copy rotation, just checking, double checking. So I want copy location open because then I want to verify those changes here. So this could be a way to go to help solving this, although it's not necessary. And of course, if I'm not wrong, this bendy bone in itself has lots of okay, I've reset not exactly what let's go here and stretch tool. Let's reset. Oh, now it's better, but let's make some adjustments here. Yeah, we could play a long time with those things. There are many possibilities from this. This is not very good, so let's okay, so be it. What if I push? No, there the too much deforms there. It's the pattern is the same. No, do not exaggerate too much that, and that's it after it's close to the reset. So let's see now. This one is very good, right? So this is really a qualified method, not hard to set up. Actually, it's intermediate. And this is of course is because of the disconnection of the bones, and I probably cannot solve this right now. It will take too much time. I have to visualize exactly what's going on, but we could also make changes here because actually this bone has some root transforms that may be unnecessary now, and so it's on the curve in Z and curve out Z, it's 0.16, 0.08. So let's reset this thing. Then this bone looks like it's too big. Where are the other bones? They need some size here. Is this snapping? Yes, it is already snapping, so that's fine. Augmenting the size of these bones, maybe. I've already done that, or maybe not. Okay, let's do something. I know it's the mechanism bone. Let's do this. So I will get our again normal, then individual, and here and don't want you. Okay, let's bring this as close to this tip as possible, and same as this. Okay, now they are picked. Let's bring this here. You see that I could probably centralize this thing anyways. So let's make some adjustments here. This is not necessarily destructive. You see how they are positioned in a way that is not exactly like very symmetric, right? So let's get some more symmetry there. And about the tilting, the bone rolls, well, I can easily reassess this, so let's give something like that, and then the other just copies and say maybe these are too large. Let me make them much smaller so I recognize them better. So same here, this bone roll. Actually, considering both together, maybe I've exaggerated here. Maybe I want something more like that indeed. And here I could, yeah, let's go here, but then there's the foot, yeah, so I should be careful about that, but there is a way here to... Blender says this is the best alignment to the active. So let's see what it does here. At least reset. Yeah, nothing bad. So I'll keep that, I'll save, and let's keep going here, working on that. I need my pose. The other side is really annoying me, so let's pick all those bones here and symmetrize. Okay, for some reason something is missing, maybe some naming. It's probably the bendy bone, some bone that I didn't rename. Knee, yeah, that's it. So actually, if I just deleted this bone, then I could get this one and then symmetrize, and nope. So these are equal, so I don't know what's making wreak havoc there. Maybe some setting here. Right. These are right. These are the bone constraints, maybe. Right. Okay, doesn't matter. I'll leave it. I'll solve it later. So if I cannot find after all this, okay, there are some there's no squashing there, so this is not that interesting, but we could again change here. Maybe let's see what does that affect if we make those changes. Yeah, it's not very simple actually. And what about the rotations? They are too... If I reduce the size, I lose them on edit mode once again. So what I could do is just change their... Yeah, this will take some work, but we'll do it to solve it at once. So pick this and normal. Why I cannot... Now let's just pick this and reduce it, and then I can snap it there, and now it's like a, yeah, now it helps. And same for this one. Let's see the values here. What are the transforms? Its length is 0, something like that, right? Copy, then of course this will mess with this one, but this is simpler. The tail, it reduced from the tail, so nothing to change there. And it's too close here. And do I have some, wow, look at all those bones. Let's do something like that. Pick only what we need. There's the, well, might be that. Alright, so saving here. Let's go here again. And continue doing this thing. Unfortunately I don't remember the tutorial. Some guy from Blender Studio that I saw doing this, exactly something like that. A bendy bone spline, like outside from the rig, from the main chain, and apparently, and then it was causing interesting deforms for the joint. But it Blender Studio stuff. If I find it, I'll showcase eventually. Alright, so what I'm doing, let me reset this thing, and then again change here. Okay, this is not looking that bad. I'm still cannot agree with this. It's just maybe before original is making some offset, add. Okay, so local space, no. Local space is local orientation, no. No space with parent, okay. Whatever. Oh, I was changing this, so I know that this sometimes, or it's not for this bone constraint. Okay, so before original, let's keep like that. Does this change anything? No. So for original. And so, but the problem is that I cannot move it freely, which could be useful, right? So let's do something, let's keep offset. Of course, moving it, no, not do that. Just take it off. Moving this handle is not that good, as you see. Could be useful, like to reposition and then rotate, but it's too much controlling stuff, so not a great thing to do, right? If I'm doing this, first of all, is to simplify the rig, right? Not to make it more complicated. Yeah, okay, that's interesting. I'm keeping this solution. Wow, what's that? The foot, of course. Alright, so let's change this into perhaps some tip bones. So movement to 3. Tip bones is how I'm calling bones that are control bones, but not so important, right? But since they are part of a helper bone system, but they are still control bones, they are not deforming bones. So let's, where are them? Here, and assign them. Let's see. Well, I'm satisfied with this system. I think I should try to implement it on other joints. So this is one of the tasks I was external bendy bones plan for joint. Oh, this was the experiment. So yeah, let's. I didn't achieve it completely, so let's leave it. No more experimental, but something to continue. So this was for myself to do otherwise, right? Whatever, some card like that. So that will be now something that I will remember what the meaning. So something like house, home. What would be an emoji that would help in that? Is the house anywhere here? Yeah, that one. So, and give some note here. It works. Of course, it's from Blender Studio. Most of their things work pretty well. So, and make for simple joints. I don't know which other simple joints. Really, I don't have much to do with this besides the elbow, which is complicated. The other joints I'm having are kind of good enough at this point. Maybe the ankle is a bit problematic. Let's see. Something I haven't solved yet, even with wave paint. Yes, there is this. So this one, yes, I had a problem, so I could fix that. But this is not what I've planned for this thing. So yeah, let's add ankle. Then which would that work for? Yeah, I have something like that for the hips joint, hips tight, but it doesn't work actually very well. It's just for side bending on it. It helps a bit, but it can be very complicated too to solve. I have another plan for that. Shoulders rig, my one is kind of cool already, but I could try. Yeah, maybe it's different from the. So this is a complex joint. The shoulder, not the ankle though, and the elbow. And we'll go straight to the elbow at this point because it involves something about the pole target. So we're gonna go there. Hold on. And I'm gonna see that. Yes, okay. So let's go back to the project here. So let's add the same system here and deconfuse. I'm not going to do that for the shoulder. That would be too complicated because I already have a rig there that is working fine. I'll do it with another moment. But for this part, in this case, I don't have a double mechanism. I mean a single key chain. Well, too many bones. As for the foot, so, and this sometimes is a bit frustrating. So this is something I want to implement, and I want to do it right in this session, if possible. So you see how it works. There is a pinning shoulder there, and then we can. I don't have F key, but I can manipulate this with some. Now, yes, a 3D cursor thing, something like. Actually, not exactly that, but if I pick this, and this. And oh, actually, rotate from there. Here we go, got some I key control. And if all the animations I could solve that way for a pivot point, that would be great, right? I have those things here. I'm gonna delete these keyframes. If I need, I'll do others. So let's make that system for this. The reason why I'm not copy pasting here this is because I want to reuse what I have here anyway. So mechanism bones, nothing special here. So deform bones, helper bones, no, it's just that, folks. It's so what I do, I start by adding a bone somewhere like here, right? So add a bone, then reduce, then let's make it align with that. And on normal we get it individual origins. Let's push it to this direction, yes, and then it's already aligned. Then we add a new bone. Actually no, we duplicate and then align to this one, and then position it here and then push it that way. I'll take the same values I had there. So what would they be? What would they be is this length, which I could just simplify, right, to 0.05 and do it for, it will be simple, right? And these actually they go to tip, which is third bone layer. So here I will copy paste. No, it's updated because it's they were symmetrized already. Great. Then I pick this and let's apply this length with Alt here. No, with Alt here. And then also their bendy bone size, BB size, it's B-bone size here, it's equal, so copy here, then here, let's Alt do that, Control V, and same here, Control V. And they are, well, they are too big here, so let's just do different for the arm. The arm is less, right? The length I don't bother, that could be a base length for everything. Then the names, this is, how do I name those things? It's a helper bone, right? So help, elbow, start left, and then same here, except and then where's the bendy bone? We don't have bendy bone yet, so we'll have to, yes, for this joint, which is mostly already works. So maybe this is an exaggeration, but who knows, maybe this gives us greater results. So first thing here, I'm gonna pick here and I'm gonna destroy this target. Actually there's a lot of work going on here, but I have backups, so maybe this is not so good actually, because in this case these joints were kind of cool, right? Well, I could maintain them and try to add a bendy, then I delete those targets and see what's the difference. Anyways, they are easy to know which they are, right? So now let's from here to here add a bone. Actually, from there to there add. Okay, so I can't. So let's just extrude and then put some. You know what? Too many bones here. Let's just do this, and then where is this very tiny joint? There. Then let's snap that here, and these can be smaller. Could use the same size, but it's not a pattern yet, so let's add some segments here, like 10, and let's, maybe too much 10, I don't know, for these arms, so let's 6, no, 8, just in case. And then we will use its target as this one, and not automated, tangent. Let's make this thing, oh, maybe I forgot those other things, let's see. And here, and also parent the bendy bone to the first it's parented connected, so let's parent offset. Then let's go back here and let's where's the, it's a helper bone here, so yes, because it was reused, I had it already. And here the targets are destroyed, but what if I get them back? Just for a quick test, right? The problem, I'm not sure if it was that, or yeah, I don't, things were changed, so I cannot. Oh, by the way, what about those changes there? What's happening? There's too much. I'm struggling with posing. Something happened. Okay, so I was concerned. Oh, I don't have the keyframes this time. But as you see, this thing, yeah, and the other is certainly still not working because, well, it's nearly working at this point. Where's my foot? Here. Yeah, no, it's much better anyway. So ideally, in a cartoon character, you would like perhaps the thigh to go even bend the wrong way slightly. Could be good for animation in general. And stretch to bone constraint. Okay, so let's get those things here, here. Selecting there is good. So stretch to bone constraint. Then let's add, yeah, this is it. We need to check how it is going on. Let's reset if it's already reset. Head, yes, target head, everything else is done. Alright, now of course this bendy bone doesn't have any it's not a deformed bone yet. Actually, talking about deformed bones, I don't want these bones to be deformed bones, so let's toggle this off, and same for actually for this. Let's do this with alt and so, and also this, let's symmetrize everything. I still can't get rid of that, so maybe it's some, oh, it seems to have gotten there. Maybe it's is the pole targets, 3 pole targets, that's right. Oh, some mechanism bone that is going, some bone in the foot. Wow, this is impossible. Shouldn't be too hard. Maybe some, no, some bone that, yeah, never mind, I'm wasting time here. Let's go to the what matters. So tip, help, and the not the control, the master. Alright, so making this into a deformed bone already is set. Let's give it some wave painting there. And as I said, this elbow is working fine already, so there's nothing much to... Wow, should be careful here. Spline skinning, doing some terrible madness here, so I'm not sure why this is happening right now. Okay, let's leave it like that for now. Maybe I should take off alright, so this is oh yeah, of course, these bones, they need some parenting, and in this case it's a mechanism bone that I'm using for those generic things. And of course I didn't set up their what was it, copy location, right? So the def bone I need, then copy location and copy rotation, and same here, copy location, copy rotation. Then what I need here and the bone constraint. So first let's get it closer to this region, then this one, that let's get closer to that region. Then for the copy rotation, local space, and perhaps local space with parent, even it doesn't do nothing apparently. So let's before original, and this one should be the one that cause issues as we go local space. No. How is these bones connected? They are disconnected parenting, so cannot understand what was happening there. Local space makes some change. Okay, so maybe it makes sense. And before original. Wait, I cannot pose it. Oh, I can rotate it, but I cannot change its location, only from here, and that's okay. However, this is not helping much in terms of deforms so far for this region. It's like it's not some yeah, let's get some urgently, let's get some how to say, selection sets here, and this is elbow, assign, there we go. So let's reduce the size of this bendy bone, and of course let's see what kind of deforms. Okay, but even with the bone constraints set, they are not, maybe this is not a deformed bone. Yes, it is. So what's happening there? Never seen that. It's and as I start adding more waves there, oh, a wrong bone was getting the waves. Ha! But which bone? are stacking bones around here. I need the mouse, def forearm, help, elbow. So there's another one. Yeah, something weird happening here. Layers. Is the right one? I don't even know, because how many do I have? This is for the knee, no problem. This is for the knee. How do you find a bone somewhere in the rig? The outliner. Can I look for it here? Helper. Help elbow, of course. So there are 1, 2. No, these are the weight has double here. BB hand start, there are at least 2. Might be it. Okay, so so this B bone is just instead B bone left, and no B bone handle. Okay, but some bone was getting. I was wave painting something there. I should verify with another tool, but so far let's go again. We go on this and we go on. Okay, so of course the B bone has nothing, but I have assigned bad waves from another bone that has nothing to do with this. Okay, so I do not know what it is. Should be something close to this, but nope. Okay, let's just find that in the conventional way. So where is the item tab? So here we click something, def forearm. Oh, helper knee bone. Okay, that's it. I was taking the waves from that, so let's go back here and let's find our B bone, and that's destroyed all the waves we've added there accidentally. Maximum stuff. Okay, and at some point I'll relearn how to use easy waves to clean up all the rogue waves at some point. Okay, so now finally let's wave paint the bendy bone for this thing. I want to see how that works. Hold on. Okay, let's go back. Then wave painting here. See already that is an expected behavior. I can add lot of waves here because this is the main bone here. It's good in actually if it takes waves from the other in terms of ratios, right? Although it's not auto normalization, it's still normalization anyway. Blender does it. And now here we need some lesser waves, but not so not so lesser. So let's see the effects of spline skinning on this region, in this simple joint. And these bones are already getting my life very difficult. It's certainly painful to watch also. Let's select this. Oh, we need to add this to our selection set. Now, yes, go back here and go back here and keep painting that. Yes, and then we need some blurring all around because who knows, maybe this is important. I should have the bones like that. X-ray. Let's risk more here. Here let's wave more. This region should have a lot of blur, I guess. Actually, yeah, I should also keyframe this, but hold on. First, I want more. Okay, now it's artistic process. Yeah, cool if wave painting could be artistic if we had better skinning algorithm for organic rigging, right? This is my idea. If wave painting was something more like sculptural work, then that will be true rigging. Like you make shape keys everywhere, but not shape keys which are complicated, but something more intuitive. You see what I mean? Alright, so I think I've got enough of these waves here. And the result seems to be plausible, that it would offer some improvements. But as I said, this mesh is quite simple. There's not really much here to be, at least not to my eyes. I just had issues trying to solve the pole target, which is the topic of my stuff here, by the way. Yeah, some anatomy stuff here I could improve. And let's see. No, this is bad. There's some thing here that is not working very well. Maybe it's the wave paint of the arm that is combining with this, the forearm, sorry. Yeah. Then so let's see if I blur more here. And you might be curious just as me to see what is the effect that this bendy bone will have in this joint. And hold on just a second, let me just complete this Yeah, I will fix those things later anyways. So for now, no, I want now. I should be using mask in this case. It will be much more precise, but I ended up forgetting. So okay, here's the mask. And so let's go. No, not a mask, it's just some precise subtraction of the waves. Let's see, I need to keyframe this animation, so we can start with something like the bones that I'm gonna use are just those two. So I pick, I need to be on pose mode, so let's add here a keyframe. Then let's change the arm here. You see this is the okay, where's the pole target? It's the other side. So select and add and assign. There we go. Then the pole target, because in this rig there are two, there should be, no, this is the wrong pole target. Okay, so not this is the right one. So again, select, remove, then assign, select, hide. In this case I don't want the X-ray, so I can move the pole target doing these rotations unless I take off this. This should be good enough for. Of course, this is not the automation that I wanted, so I need to work on that. Wait, my rotation got messed up. Of course it got messed up. These are last adjustments I've made, so probably is why it's causing rig havoc here. Yeah, the problem, we can't really see the effects of that bendy bone. Actually, this is not interesting. Well, no, it's just pole target stuff going crazy. I probably need two pole targets. But I think how it, if I could only see, if this thing allowed me to see. This state. No, it's a bit complicated. What if I make some rotations there? Can this help anyhow? Let's apply the other things here. Let's see. No. Well, if you need compensation. And also, no, it's complicated. It's not like making those adjustments would solve a lot of things. The wave painting on its own should, on spline skinning, should be the proper result to have these things working better. Like, you remember, for the knee it was, wow, that so much chance here, I got disrupted. So you see, it's not that simple. Of course, this is a very high bending. Maybe if these were closer, let's reset, let's get it here, and this one, let's get it here, something like that. Let's try this thing, and that for a while. Let's hide them. Yeah, it gets strange shape, but in a great deal. Oh, hold on, don't worry, we got our selection sets. Then here do those rotations help? No. And so there is also something I haven't done, which is the yes, there are many things okay, so on one hand we can still work on wave painting. Well, there are multiple hands here. There's one of those creatures with many hands here, and there is those settings, the targets for those ones that I can destroy and see what will happen. Suppress, right? But there are those settings here that I haven't changed for this bendy bone, and maybe they could be driven on circumstantially, right? So here already we see that some things are feasible. Well, these are not gonna be saved anyway, this dispose mode. And here too, but this, yeah, very disruptive. Don't have much space to change stuff, right? So, no, those things, maybe driving these could be useful. For example, on that very radical bending, if I were to use a bendy bone like here, a helper bendy bone like that, then I could probably drive this value, well, maybe both. They need more curvature, right? Not less curvature, more curvature. So it would increase temporarily these values in about 1 for each of them. So they currently start on 1, each one. This is edit mode, this is the root transforms. And as yes, this would work, then I add this as it increases. And then, since there is not another bending direction for the elbow, so that's okay. So that's why it's a simple joint, right, I call. But it should look good here, so we just should be careful. So here it would be diminishing bending, but you see the bendy bone is not even bent in any critical way, so this won't really affect. So provide these values reach to reset here on this position, they get the starting position, and then the driver make them grow here. So this will be an interesting strategy, but there is more. Besides wave painting, besides driving this thing. So you see, this starts to get a bit more complicated than we would like to. The other maybe was simpler. I didn't even mention the necessity of drivers there. Did I? Don't remember, but good work. And hold on, and now for let's see, what do we have here? Okay, we have these things. We can even make let's make some tests here. Yeah, we could make some controllers for these transforms, but this is very, very complicated in 3D space to set up. It's a lot of work. I don't recommend. Maybe it would be, yeah, because bendy bones, they require a lot of transforms to get it good. I was able to do this for some bendy bone there, and it was really, really annoying to do. So don't recommend it to do it to those controls. But there are riggers I know, they create like muscle armature deform. The very interesting idea, actually. I never tried myself, but the idea is pretty clear. Instead of having helper bones that move with another bone constraint, they use like transformation bone constraint. They make all the bendy bones. Maybe it could be done with drivers too. Yeah, all the bendy bones transforming location rotations in synchrony with some transform that is happening on other bones, and then you have a whole bendy bone muscle that is forming, that is, how do you say, stretching and squashing? No, it's contracting and relaxing according to spline skinning, right? So this is pretty cool idea, but it's probably a lot of work to set up those drivers or transformation bone constraints or whatever. Maybe if we could use the bones that are moving already to help us in, but it's probably not gonna be immediately. We need to just configure the transforms that we want. Okay, enough talking, let's go back here. There's another solution which I don't remember which would be. I'm trying to remember what were the alternatives here. Maybe that's just that. Okay, so what's the conclusion for this this one on bendy bone on the joints? It works. I think it grants some slightly improved. Oh, I remember. Yes, it's that. Sorry, folks. So that is it. I was about to cancel those targets because these affect the bendy bone structures that I've made for this. Quite complicated stuff. No, just with this easy. So this is not driven. These are fixed root transforms, and that's why the bendy bones look like that on already on. They are bendy bones without proper handles, and they have the targets and tangents, so they are having those curves. And this time I can go on automatic and immediately cancel this. So I keep this as a backup in case I want to return. And here is not start, is the end. So let's see what happens. Okay, so you see there are some minimal changes, just as here. Actually, here's a larger change. So you see what happens there, right? We've seen some changes. I don't know if this is good or bad. We'll see. I believe it's bad, but we cannot. I haven't keyframed this yet. Yes, because I was having trouble with the pole target once again. So let's repose that. In my opinion, it's getting more difficult to. Oh, here we see. Let's try a little more. Yeah, it won't help unless I find the idea. Yes, in this case, that's why I need two pole targets, because my rig here has two iKey controllers. There's a iKey chain for this one, a single chain length of one, and then a chain length of one also. So I cannot. Wait, how is this possible? This is even working with iKey bone constraint. Oh, because it's the, of course, is the first one. I'm not sure that this I did a long time before for the shoulder rig. Anyways, let's see here. Now for the, this is what I wanted to be sure. What is better? Oh, this gets worse. And what about this one? Tangent, this also tends to get worse. Right? Yeah, and we cannot drive this value, those settings, unfortunately, so I cannot switch them like, but what does this give me an idea of? That maybe, well, why don't I use this target for this one instead? We could try. Let's do it. So instead of automatic, we give it tangent. This is interesting. So maybe, and then as we go here, but then it is straight like that. All right. So I lose something there, but provided I don't lose my wrist feature there, it's good. And no, I think this is a good idea, and I haven't thought about it, but I could use this as the targets indeed. So I can have, if I drive that, now we see we have perhaps a double manipulation there. But the problem is that this bone now is, well, it's in sync. It's like it's taking the tail, right? Not even sure now, but because this bone is not a continuation of this, it's going elsewhere, but it could be. Okay, no, they are all in this direction, so it makes sense. I can keep this here. Okay, so this is why this is perfect. This is correct. And then for the other situation, of course I lose the bendy bone initial curvature, but this is not dramatic. If this improves our rig, then this is what it counts. And maybe with these changes here, well, it didn't. Actually, I've changed the wrong one. Hold on. Okay, start handle is the end. Okay, def wrist. Okay, then for those have no targets. Okay, and this is not the start handle. I think here I had. Okay, let me. I think it was the shoulder. Yes. So don't touch. I won't touch that. And it's this target that I need to change here, and then yes. So now it's straight on edit mode. However, we've got some improvement here apparently. So the question is, how should I leave those? Okay, let's keyframe this at once. So something like that. Here we can do that. Great, and that's it. That's all I need. No, let's give more bending here, and then now it's clear for me why this rolling, complete rolling of the is happening. Is because I need a second pole target. It's very simple to understand if you see what each pole target would do. They cannot match. They are a range of space, a volume of space where they match. It's a large space, but at some intersection, right? Imagine the shape of this red of this triangular shape here. In this cone from there, in this region, the pole target of one won't match the pole target of the other. You need two pole targets whenever you need the pole target for one to be around there. Yes. So let's see here what I was doing with that. Yes, I was, of course, recording. So now you have this. And there's some rotation value that doesn't matter. This is a more radical one. We need more. Let's rotate that. Yeah, something like that. Okay. Okay, so no, I didn't record. Whatever. Let's leave it like that. So what I want to investigate now, it will be pretty short from this point, is that now that I have changed all those settings, does making more space there improves? And just as here. This is more likely. Okay. pretty interesting. And about the rotations, I don't know yet, because yes, it will be problematic. I would like to automate this. Look at that. Yeah, some rotations would be nice. Okay, so conclusion. This is really good for simple joints, and I'm satisfied with this result. I still get to solve the pole target, but it's kind of simple. Just create a new one and retard. The problem is where to place it, because then so let's delete these keyframes for now. Let's go back to our, let me go back to my I'll just say my panel of tasks. Okay, I did for the elbow, the need for the ankle and shoulder. I think I'm already too long in this live stream, so I'm gonna give it a pause and try to solve things on my own, and then perhaps coming back. But that was good progress. I need this. This is the urgent thing. This is what's really important here. And the other were good findings, great findings. Actually, they are much more elegant to solve, and they already make these things easier to develop. That's it, folks. See you next time. Happy blending. Bye.